Hello everyone and welcome to this, our 20th episode of Yolk'd. I'm Paul.
And I'm Kyle, and this episode's gonna suck.
You know, I couldn't agree with you more there, Kyle. At this point, I'm pretty sure that I can just phone most of this episode in.
Why are you guys even watching this? If you guys are still watching this, you guys are idiots.
Kind of case in point right there as well. I do have a feeling that Kyle's going to be spending most of this episode just insulting our loyal viewers at home.
They couldn't tell an insult from a stick in the ground. What are you...
On to the news.
Morgan Stanley recently reported that Google could pay Apple $1 billion in 2014 to remain the default search engine on iOS. That's a boatload more than the $82 million Google paid in 2009 for the same deal. Analysts say the significant gap might be attributed to the growing price per device rate in recent years. According to this sketchy chart I found on the internet that I'm going to assume is entirely accurate, the total TAC, or traffic acquisition cost, which is the amount of money internet search companies pay affiliates to direct people to their websites, demonstrates positive correlation with the number of iOS unit sales, which is estimated to jump from $3.3 per unit this year to $3.5 in 2014. That means the total traffic acquisition cost will continue to ride up with the sales of iOS devices. In recent years, Google has been throwing more and more money at Apple, especially since Microsoft has been hard at work to make Bing the default search engine. Not gonna happen. Although Bing is gaining some steam now that they're the default provider on Nokia and BlackBerry devices, but still probably not gonna happen. As for Google, they pay Apple more money than what they make from iOS users. So why pay the $1 billion? The answer lies in user data. The more searches executed on the site, the more data they can collect and analyze for future optimization. It's called research, everybody, and doing a lot of it is part of what makes Google so successful. Obviously, Google is willing, but if Apple takes too long to make a decision, a shift in market shares could prompt Google to lower its terms or back out completely, which would certainly disappoint Google users waiting on the highly anticipated iPad Theater. That's the iPad Mini. That's better.
We here at Newegg TV brought you news of AMD's Never Settle gaming bundle back at the end of 2012, which provided buyers of 7000 series video cards with free games that were actually good. It was such a hit that they've brought it back with Never Settle Reloaded and are offering free copies of soon-to-be-released Crysis 3 and BioShock Infinite with the purchase of an eligible 7900 series video card. And a link to that is in the video's description if you want more info. Not to be outdone, NVIDIA has jumped in with a game deal of their own. Free-to-play games are all the rage these days, and NVIDIA says that according to the Steam hardware survey, 36 million gamers don't have a strong enough GPU to play at least 3 of these popular titles at 1080 resolution on high graphics settings. The games in question are PlanetSide 2, World of Tanks, and Hawken, so here's the deal. Buy an NVIDIA graphics card with a GTX 660 or above, and you get $150 worth of in-game credit to spend on extras in these free-to-play titles. You can also score $75 worth of credit with the purchase of a GTX 650 or 650 Ti. These titles and credits seem like valuable add-ons to me, but I'm curious to hear what our viewers think. If you're looking to purchase a new graphics card, does a gaming bundle or credit affect your buying decision? And which of these competing deals do you guys prefer? Let us know in the comments and we'll figure out some way to profit from it.
For the first time in 2 years, Futuremark has released a new version of their popular 3D Mark benchmarking software, which can now be run on Windows Vista, Windows 7, and you guessed it, Windows 8. Futuremark decided to drop the designation this time around, calling the new utility simply 3D Mark. The program can run 3 different demos on your PC: Firestrike, designed for high-end PCs with DirectX 11-based graphics, Cloudgate, which supports mainstream DirectX 10-based hardware, and Ice Storm, which is made for entry-level DirectX 9-based systems. In case you're interested, you can download a free version of 3D Mark, which lets you execute all 3 of the demos in a single run, where you can then compare your results to other PCs online. For $24.99, you get the Advanced Edition of 3D Mark, which allows you to run each of the tests individually, as well as a more intensive Extreme version of the Firestrike demo. But why stop there when you can go for the 3D Mark Professional Edition, which has an image quality tool, command line automation, an option to review results offline, and a way to export the results as XML, all for the modest price of $1,000. Perhaps the advanced version is more within your means, but who knows, maybe you're rich, and we should hang out sometime. But there is hope for the rest of you meager peasantry who already own the old 3D Mark 11 Advanced Edition, as you'll be eligible to get the new 3D Mark Advanced for 25% off. Send us your numbers sometime so we can compare results, as Paul will be retesting every video card in our warehouse with the new software to give you all the most accurate and up-to-date info.
God. And now, over to Joanne with announcements.
Hey guys, our Intel Unleash Anywhere giveaway is going on now until March 10th. 5 first-place winners will receive over $3,000 in prizes, including an Intel Core i7-3970X Extreme Edition Sandy Bridge E CPU, an Intel Next Unit of Computing Kit, and a limited edition custom-branded Intel snowboard. That's enough hardware to give me a nerdgasm. Check the link in the description below for official rules and details. Back to you guys.
Bill Gates, former Microsoft CEO and current co-chair of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, recently participated in a Reddit AMA. For our non-Redditors out there, an AMA is an Ask Me Anything, and the billionaire philanthropist answered a healthy serving of questions ranging from the inane to the profound. Maximum PC posted an article with a collection of their 7 favorite responses from Bill's session, which is linked in the video description, and which I will also paraphrase right now. First, if Microsoft wasn't a success, Bill would probably have delved into medicine or theoretical math, which happens to be my favorite kind of math. He respected Steve Jobs and spent an afternoon with him in the months before he passed away. He likes Nordic governments and thinks we could learn a lot from them. He does use Bing, and he believes it's a better product than Google. He doesn't believe in leaving your kids massive trust funds. He's tried some Mac computers, but primarily uses Windows machines. And finally, he felt that his portrayal in the film Pirates of Silicon Valley was reasonably accurate.
If there's one exclusive PS3 title that stuck with me the most since my console days, I'd be lying if I uttered the name of anything other than Heavy Rain. Designed by French developer Quantic Dream, the drama action-adventure psychological thriller was the first game I ever played that felt more like an interactive film than an actual video game. And while the stellar graphics, top-notch voice acting, and unique playstyle proved to provide an unforgettably immersive experience, the bulk of what helped achieve that experience was the stone-cold seriousness of it all. And that's exactly the direction Quantic Dream CEO David Cage wants to see the gaming industry headed. His vision is for video games to one day be taken as seriously as films and novels. Earlier this week at an annual conference for industry executives, Cage made his feelings quite clear in a presentation he titled The Peter Pan Syndrome, the industry that refused to grow up. Cage noted that in the 40 years of the medium, the themes of gaming have hardly changed, and that the industry's habit of catering to children and young adults has alienated a massive amount of the population. Of course, he mentioned afterwards that Quantic Dream is among one of the few developers to pursue the forgotten demographic, adults. Cage and his team plan to release their upcoming title Beyond Two Souls in Q2 of this year, so expect to see more mature themes highlighting death, anguish, and sweet cheeks sometime soon.
Kotaku recently posted a lengthy article with details about the next generation Xbox obtained from their mysterious but well-informed source who is known only as Super Day. While any info that's out at this point in time is purely speculative since Microsoft has yet to confirm that the console is even in development, much of the article's content seems pretty plausible. For instance, the console, currently codenamed Durango, is said to introduce Blu-ray support and to integrate components that were considered peripherals in the current Xbox 360. A 500GB hard drive and a new and improved Kinect sensor will be required and presumably sell along with the base console. That hard drive will be important since the games will now install to the system instead of running directly from the disk in a similar fashion to PC games. The article does promise that you'll be able to start playing immediately while the game loads in the background, which is a welcome change, and multitasking is also mentioned, as well as an evolved controller and a companion app for your smartphone or tablet. Hardware specs show an 8-core CPU running at 1.6 GHz, 800 MHz DirectX 11 graphics processing, 8 GB of DDR3 RAM, and integrated Wi-Fi. Now, we have always known that our fans are generally PC gaming enthusiasts, but there's always going to be some crossover, and the console market does affect our gaming space. Are you guys at all excited for the new consoles? Personally, I'm on the fence until details are confirmed, and I do hold out skepticism for the potentially crippling DRM schemes and sometimes scary capabilities of, for instance, the new Kinect sensor that just might be watching and judging you at all times. At the same time, new products like NVIDIA's Shield and even a rumored Apple console will be entering the living room space and threatening the status quo. I suppose when it comes down to it, I'll probably end up investing in the platform that offers the greatest amount of freedom and flexibility with my games, and to date that platform has invariably been the PC. Well, that is going to wrap it up for this episode, guys, and I don't know about you, but Kyle, I thought this episode went pretty smooth. I don't think it was the worst episode ever.
Yeah, I know, Paul. I guess we haven't done a Yolk'd episode in a while, and I figured maybe we had lost our touch.
Well, you know, I think it turned out all right.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Anyway, that's
going to do it for...
Thank you guys
all for watching. I'll see you guys next time.
Hello everyone and welcome to this, our 20th episode of Yolk'd.
He's Paul.
I'm Paul.
As Paul will be retesting every video card in our warehouse with the new software to give you all the most accurate and up-to-date info.
I won't.
So expect to see more mature themes highlighting death, anguish, and man-butts sometime soon. And man-ass sometime soon.
Shower-time man-ass.
Shower-time man-ass butts. And sexy bottoms. And of course nudity. But only the good kind. And sweet cheeks. I like sweet cheeks.